Hey, back with you again. Now, before I get started, this is gonna be like a re-upload because I know the last video I uploaded about concerning with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's baby, aka known as Baby Archie, or as I'm gonna call his real name, Archbold. Apparently, that's what he's supposed to be named as, but just Archie but just use the word Archie for short. So I had to re-upload because my video screen capture I accidentally hit the off button, so it cut me off. So as you can see right then and there. But I'm just going to keep this brief short as possible, try to make it as short as possible. And but I will post a link to the article about the situation I'm about to break down, and also add some of my 2 cents about what I think of this situation. So there'll be profanity in the video, which I warned you right there, and I'll put in the description box. So yeah. Well, so those of you who have already heard the news that, as you can see in this picture, that's what Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's baby look like. That would be Archbold, or as they call Archie for short, as you can see. And he's only now 3 days old. 3 days old, and at the time, what had happened at this baby only had been born. Was only just 2 days old, and already he's catching hell from white supremacists. So there was a one particular white supremacist by the name of who used to work for the BBC. Well, who was a BBC radio host, well, now former BBC radio host, has been fired because he thought it'd be cute and funny to call this black baby a monkey. So how I found out about this was a tweet from Tariq Nasheed, which I'm also going to call it the hypocrisy of some folks. Like Tariq Nasheed was talking about how Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had their baby, and what they named the baby, cause of the world that this is it, and then of course some white calls it white supremacists and some runaway Negroes who want to run away from blackness, like try to say like biracial and shit like that. Especially those who said he's not really black, he's mixed race and shit like that. We're so triggered because the fact that Tariq Nasheed called this baby, who the fuck he is, a black baby, a real black baby. So, and they were getting all angry and defensive and shit like that, saying that baby's not really black. Until less than an hour, less than a few hours later, like about a good 45 minutes, he posted another tweet concerning about this baby, that about the white supremacist by the name of Danny Baker, who looks just like his fucking ancestors from the caves, called this black baby a monkey. And those very same people who were going gung ho and hardcore, saying that baby's not really black, the baby's biracial and so-called biracial, so-called mixed and shit like that, were nowhere to be fucking found. They were nowhere to be fucking found, for some mysterious reason. To defend this baby after, this baby was called a monkey. You know, so funny when white supremacists come attacking. It's so funny they are nowhere to be found. Let's get to the article. So, as you can see, BBC host Danny Baker fired. Oops, let me turn it off. Danny Baker fired for after a tweet of calling royal baby a monkey. I don't know why that thing's dangling over there. Ugh. Great, my computer being fucking slow. So let me try and recover page. Give me a second. A royal pain in the arse. There we go, that's better. So, okay, I told you the title. We call David the Monkey. So, Danny Baker, British broadcast comedy writer who hosted a weekend radio show on BBC Five Live's channel, was fired by the network for a racist tweet depicting the newborn son, Prince Harry, and Meghan's wife as a monkey. So, this is what the tweet looks like. Yep, this is the deleted tweet, as you can see. Continuing. So the tweet has been since deleted. Showed a couple holding hands with the baby. You already got to see what it looked like, which I already described. And it says, given the fact that Meghan Markle is a black woman, even though they keep using the word so-called biracial, I'm not going to use that term. I'll explain why I refuse to use that terminology. was swiftly criticized on social media, and in quote, this was a serious harassment and goes against the values we as a station aim to embody, the BBC said in a statement on their side to the Independent. And then, in quote, Danny is a brilliant broadcaster, but will no longer be presenting the weekly show with us. Danny Baker, 61, initially apologized for his tweet before changing course and criticizing BBC for his firing. At first, let's read the tweet right here. Sorry, my gag with a little fella in the posh outfit whipped some up. Never occurred to me because, well, mine not diseased. Soon as good enough to point out that it's not possible. It's racist connotations got in touch and down it came, and that's it. Now we stand by sweary football tweets. But then later explained in the original tweet that it was in this next tweet right here it says, like, once again, sincere apologies for the stupid, unthinking gag pic earlier was supposed to be a quote-unquote joke. It was a joke with these white supremacists when they get caught about royals versus circus and posh clothes, but interpreted about as monkeys and race. So rightly deleted. Royal watching is not my forte. Also guessing it's my turn in the barrel, which the article kind of repeats the same thing, which I'll post a link and it just says right then and there. Yeah. All right. So of course, and then he goes. So of course, and he says like, and that says the same shit. So it says Baker extended his apology to the royal baby by writing that his tweet has been a enormous mistake, grotesque. Which I'll just read. I'll just read the tweet. I'll just go ahead. Sky at the door would have used the same pic for any royal birth or Boris Johnson's kid or even my own. It's a funny image, though of course not in that context. Enormous mistake. Sure, grotesque. Anyway, here's to you, Archie. Sorry, mate. So they said, oh, I would have used it if it was a white kid. I'm like, no, the fuck you wouldn't. And also, it's not equivalent because it doesn't have the same history that it was used for black people. Continuing, after his firing, Baker adopted an adversarial tone on Twitter, posting profane messages about his employer. He's all complaining about how he was thrown under the bus. If you want to read the quote, long story short. So, of course, said longtime radio host has had a history of controversy. He was previously fired from BBC in 1997 for encouraging football fans to harass a referee for the outcome of a game. And in 2012, he resigned after lashing out against the bosses when a network moved his show to the weekend. Both times, he eventually returned to the network. In 2016, Harry confirmed his relationship with Meghan Markle in order to condemn what he felt was a racist, sexist coverage of the woman. So basically, he bitched him on and complained that Harry's now wife is a black woman. So that's why I said that whole biracial shit is just nothing but a bunch of bullshit. So then, quote, his girlfriend Markle has been the subject of a wave of racist abuse and harassment. I'm just gonna call it for what the fuck it is. The Palestinian said at the same time, but some of this has been very public to smear on the front page national newspaper with racist undertones of the comment pieces and outright racism on social media. I'm not going to acknowledge the sexism part because mostly it was just racism. So in the web article comments, so Kensington Palace, which represented Harry at the time, said the prince asked for an unusual statement that's issued in the hope of those in the press would have been driving this story and pause and reflect any further damage is done. So fast forwarding of February 2019, 8 months after Harry and Meghan's wedding, Palisades have been spending hours each week moderating comments on the Palace Instagram account and removing racist and sexist content, the Associated Press. But after dealing with multiple stories about Meghan allegedly running her assistants ragged and feuding with the sister-in-law Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, and offices and her social media for the senior royals, announced a month later that they would ban offensive, hateful, racist language that blocks trolls who violate new rules. So yeah, already 3 days old, and already he's catching hell. As you can see, And this baby, his melanin already starting to kick in. Look at let's compare and contrast. Look at Prince Harry's hands. Look at Meghan's, and look at that baby in the middle. Baby has got some color to him already. 2 days old, starting to kick in. Wait till he get older. And also, you see, Meghan, if she needs to come back to reality, wake up some of the coffee. She was always seen as a black woman, and guess what? And her baby is, well, now it's now a boy. Black kids are not seen as children. That child's already seen as a man, a black man that was born into a royal family. And Meghan Markle, she better wake up, smell the coffee. That her child is going to be going through some ish, and the challenges he's going to face. If Meghan's not, then since Meghan, I don't know if she's going to prepare this child, and that's where she's really fucking up. And you see, if Meghan says she claims to be confident with who she is, if that was the case, because if you saw what Meghan looked like before, she wouldn't be looking like what she looks like today, because her skin was never that pale, because she bleached it. And that hair texture of hers, why she always keeping it straight all the damn time, you know? And also, why did she need to chop up her nose? Why did she need to chop up her cute, why did she need to chop up her cute black round nose? And then she even said that the stuff she's getting is hurtful. I'm like, well, guess what? It's not because you're a go it's because they see a black woman. And that's the reality. You need to wake up some of the coffee. I don't know how your mom prepared you, but you got to prepare your son. And notice you didn't get a royal title after you married Harry. Go figure, you know? Especially if she doesn't, especially, well, it's her, I guess she's choosing not to see the double standard, and you trying to ignore it, it's not going to help you, and it's not going to help your son. So, crazy. But sadly, it's not surprising. But it's just so funny that people who are trying to say that baby's not really black is, all of a sudden they're very quiet about this. And mainstream media, they're trying their best to downplay this situation. Especially the shit that black people have to face every fucking day just for our existence. Just for existing while black. That's all it is. Hmm. Man. I have no other words, but already 3 day 3 days old at the time too, and this baby is already getting his wake up call for who this black baby is already getting his wake up call already.